Many densely populated areas will have stray cats living among them. Seeing a stray cat can often indicate there are many more in the area. Densely populated areas often mean plenty of shelter for cats to hide and live in. If they're lucky, people might even feed them. Universities like Florida International University are a hotspot for this reason. But the lives these cats lead are far from comfortable. Stray cats routinely go missing or get injured or worse on Florida International University's South Campus. Just a few days ago, Sparkles, an orange cat who lives near the dormitories of FIU, was seen with a serious-looking injury on his neck, according to cat advocates. These are people in the community who care for and keep track of the cats on campus. As of the writing of this piece, he was seen again on campus, and plans to trap him and take him to the vet are being made. So who traps these community cats? Rosa Haupt volunteers as one of the trappers in the Community Action Targeted Trapping Initiative, or CATI. Every other day, after work, she'll drive her Ford Flex full of cat trapping gear to a predetermined location. The goal is to trap, neuter, vaccinate, and return the stray cats to where they were found. TNVR programs like these are one of the most humane ways to control and care for the cat population of Miami-dade. Rosa says she has a lot of contacts throughout Miami who will let her know where a cat's been, especially if the cat's ear has not been tipped. For the uninitiated, a tipped ear is when the tip of a cat's ear has been cut off, leaving a straight horizontal edge as opposed to a pointed one. Untipped ears are often an indication that this animal has not been vaccinated or sterilized. Today, Rosa and her niece, Crystal, are trapping cats on FIU's South Campus for part of the day. She parks behind the Lakeview dormitories and opens the trunk of her car. She arms herself with a net and instructs Crystal to get a transfer cage. It's a rectangular trap used to hold cats for transport. After a minute of walking, we catch the glimpse of a black cat. This cat has been on Rosa's radar for a while. This one is not spayed and is believed to have given birth multiple times. As we approach her, the cat's eyes dart between all of us before scurrying away. Rosa will often employ all the traps she has, which consists of a few. The main one, and often the most successful, is the drop trap, a massive metal box that's propped up by a metal leg that, when pulled, will drop the trap, capturing anything inside. It has a door that is meant to transfer an animal from inside the trap to a cage. This one she assembled behind the Charles E. Perry building, where we last saw the cat. She places a plate of tuna under the trap, ties a fishing line to the leg, and stands about 100 feet away from the trap. Another trap she has is the roundhouse trap. This one Rosa will set in a location she expects the cat to run off to, in the event the drop trap fails. This will also have a plate of tuna in it. This one is supposed to be inconspicuous, so it has green camouflage around parts of it. This one she sets a couple yards away from the drop trap. We stand well away from the traps. She tells me she will usually use all the traps because if she fails to catch it the first time, it'll make each subsequent attempt more difficult. They'll get spooked, she added. At this point, everything is set. All that's left to do is wait. Just then, a second grayish cat appeared. Rosa thinks it's one of the black cat's kittens, and it definitely smells the tuna. The kitten approaches the plate, but is unsure of the trap, approaching it and backing away over and over again. The black cat isn't so easily convinced. She stays well away from the trap, but is watching her kitten approach the plate of food. Eventually, the little one steps under the trap and begins snacking. Rosa wants to catch the two at the same time, so she waits. However, after about 10 minutes, the black cat doesn't give in, and Rosa decides to catch the kitten alone. The trap drops with a loud clang. The kitten frantically runs around the cage, trying to find an exit, as Rosa and Crystal run up to the cage with a bedsheet in hand. The two cover the whole cage with the sheet, which is used to calm the cat down slightly. Even with the bedsheet, you can still hear the kitten clang against the cage. Crystal hands Rosa the transfer cage and she secures it to the side of the drop trap. She proceeds to lift the door of both the drop trap and the transfer cage. The cat runs through the opening only to realize it's another cage. Rosa moves the cover over to the transfer cage and picks the whole thing up. A successful catch. Usually if she were to stay by the campus, she'd reset the trap, but today she had another appointment elsewhere. She tells me the black cat never goes into the trap. This isn't the first time she's tried to catch it. We make our way to the car, where Rosa opens the back seat and secures the cat cage in a cardboard box. It's used to calm the cat down for transport. She told me that trapping stray cats is addicting, time-consuming, and if she could do it every day, she would love to. For now, she'll settle for every other day after work. She came back a few days later to release the cats back onto campus after their surgeries and vaccinations. She's got a few more since we last met. She opens the cage to let them out. Two, after a moment of hesitation, darted off into the distance. The last one she released is an older black cat, different from the one we saw before. Rosa seems to like this one. This one was so well behaved during the checkup, and even let her pet him, she says. If he was so well behaved, then couldn't someone have adopted him? I asked. She says older cats aren't likely to get adopted. He'd stay in the shelter for his whole life. She added that older cats who've lived outside their whole lives might not adjust well to living indoors. It's better to keep them outdoors. Now that he's vaccinated, he's more resilient to the elements, she added. Programs like Caddy and trappers like Rosa are trying to control the cat population in possibly the most humane way. Cats won't be born into a world where they suffer, and cats already born may be spared from suffering. The ideal solution is to get these cats adopted into loving homes, but the truth is many won't ever set foot in a home. They only have the TNVR programs, trappers like Rosa, and cat advocates to take care of them.